Hello and welcome. It's time to look at Suno version 5. So if you've seen any of my videos recently, you'll know that a couple of things have come out. Suno Studio is there, and as of a few days ago, version 5, the world's best music model, has been released. So I'm going to take a look through some things that might cover the same ground as other areas I've done before in other videos. There'll be chapters, so if you want to jump, go ahead and do that. No problem. But first of all, what we'll do is have a look at the navigation down the side here, because there's a couple of new things that are created. So the first one we have is the studio. That's now there. The other one that I know is new is hooks. We'll take a quick look at hooks now. It's kind of like the talk. So what that is basically a way that I can see to create a short clip of the hook in your song, attach it to a video, and then post it online for people to like. If there is another reason for using hooks, please let me know. But you'll see it's broken down into all, public, and like. So I'd assume that it is done that way. So I'm just going to grab this song here, select a video. All I've got is this one with lovely seagulls in it. And this is worth knowing. So, oh, actually what I'll do is I'll drop out. So what you do is you go and grab a particular song. I'm going to grab just this one here. And you'll see when you go to select the video, it actually says you need to select the video that's in a particular format layout with the aspect ratio, and it has to be between 10 seconds and 2 minutes, and it's got a file size maximum. So let's go grab this video here of seagulls and show you how it works. So now that it's uploaded, you'll see it'll actually only land on a certain part of the song. I think I've actually gone and grabbed something that I've edited in Suno Studio before, so this might actually just be a music file. Yeah, so you'll see it does depend on how long your video is as to what it plays over. And then once you've saved it, that'll be your hook. Now, please don't do what I did and just grab a single music file from background vocals. And then you've got these options to come in and cut the video in here. You'll see you've got your bar where you can drag it, and you can also add controls. So you can turn off the video sound by the look of it. Grab the audio from the song clip. Okay, so I am going to cancel that because nobody wants to hear what I just created there. But that is hooks, right? And the other thing we're going to do is just before we go in here, we're just going to jump into Studio. So Studio's had a slight upgrade since I did my last video. I'll just minimize this and minimize that. So you can see I have been coming in and playing with this. So I will just open a new project. And what we'll do is we will grab, let's grab this song here. So you got the drag and drop functionality there, and that new sort of UI as you drop them onto the time bar. So as you can see here, there were a couple of questions I had when we were doing this last time. So I'm going to click on this option at the top of the bar here. It's not very visible on the yellow. Sorry about that. We're going to extract the stems, and I'm going to do all of them, and we're just going to insert all into the time bar. So some of the questions that were asked last time when I did my video was, can you go in and just replace one of the stems? So you'll see here, we now actually have the option to get MIDI, which is something I didn't notice before. There's an extra credit to get that download. But what you can do is you can come in and select this option here. And if you want to recreate this, I think if I'm correct, yes, sorry. So if we want to go and have a look at this one here, there's no guitar in it. So maybe we want to go and recreate that. So what I'm going to do is go in and remix section. So let's select this one only and remix selection. Interesting. We actually have to select the option. We have to go and select a segment. So we'll go into this bit here and just select that, and we can go, okay. So as you can see, what we've got is all the tracks here. But if I want to go into this one here, you'll see what I can do is I can go and click on the guitar one, which is the one I'm on at the moment, and I can put in acoustic, and I can select a section here, and you'll see we've got the replace option. Now it is paid. You'll see that was 10 credits, and that's going and editing the single stem and making the adjustment there. So that was something that people were asking about. Can you just do a single one? The other thing that we'll do there is I'll go in and perhaps go into the FX one, which is up here, and you can just go and do that section there. So we want to put lasers. Interesting. So we might have to wait till that's finished till we can do that one, but you can actually just do the sections. It looks like it's broken down into those lanes that you've got, but I think if I'm correct, yeah, we can expand those to smaller parts by adjusting the timeline. Right, so that was interesting. Let's see if it did anything. Just solo that. Okay, it didn't actually add that into the guitar, so that's worth knowing. That maybe it has to adjust something. So let's come into this one and replace that and see if we can get some different effects here. And you'll see you've got this expanding. You can come into the wider influence to get that information. Okay, so you can see it's made a difference. It actually looks completely different. So let's go and solo that one and start here and see what happens. Okay, so I'm not going to say that that style influence came across in the way I was hoping, but it does answer the question, can we just do it not only on a single stem, but also on a segment of that stem? Right, so let's go have a look at the new creator. So pretty simple. What we've got is version 5 in beta, which is, where we're at with the beginning of all these things. We usually find there are a few problems. People have found that the songs are cutting off a little bit early. We don't quite have the shimmer that we had in earlier versions, but I'm sure there's something that people will find as we begin. So you can see I've gone and made a whole lot of this song here. I am just gonna, I'll go through this very quickly, just in case you're new to Suno. So we've got simple in here. If you want to create a song, basically you can come in and you can write your song style in here. You can upload your own music. You can record your own music. If you would like to do the lyrics, it'll take you over the custom builder. If you want to do an instrumental song, you can just turn that on. To be able to put your prompts in here, you can select the ones down the bottom that they are giving you for inspiration. You can also roll the dice and see what you've got, or you can go and write in your own. And you can put in things like time signatures and all sorts of very specific music-based prompts in there. And my understanding is that version 5 is actually a lot more, I'm going to use the word slavish, but just from the point of view of it, it very specifically pays attention to those prompts more than we did in previous versions. So that's if you want to do it. And what that will do is when you go and create, it will go and fill in the lyrics itself. So I have heard that it has got a lot of echoes and neons in the lyrics. They do seem to be a little bit generic with the kind of lyrics they're coming out with. So let's see if we've got anything like that in here. It's talking about algorithms. Echoes, there we go. So I did try to see if I could predict that before. We did it. So that is the feedback I'm getting, that the lyric creation tool is a little bit narrow at the moment, but that's fine because that's not how I use the tool. So I use very old poetry that I wrote many years ago, which is always incredibly embarrassing to try and do a video on. And this one here is loaded and locked. So what we've got is I put the lyrics in from something some time ago. You can get rid of those very easily. If you see what I did here, I actually came into a song that existed and went and used the style and lyrics. You can use cover, and what that will do is that will actually have the earlier version of the song up the top here. And this is where you get your extend, add vocals, instrumental, and you can use style and lyrics. So that's what I did. I am going to remove the cover because that makes it sound like the song did before, and I want to create something new. You'll also notice that upload audio, we've got personas. I will apologize. I don't use personas. I have played with them. I haven't found them to work in the way that I'd like or expect, so I don't have a lot of dialogue to give you around this. But inspiration's an interesting one. You can come in, you'll see I've created my playlists mostly around versions. And when you come in and do that, it will go and look at the songs in that playlist, and it will actually pick songs for that inspiration. So I will just show you if you can remove one or two or three. Or if you do it again, it should give you a different roll of the dice. So this will be different each time from that playlist. So if you're trying to work in a particular style, maybe look at putting songs into that playlist style and seeing if you can get the inspiration that way. I'm not going to use that for this scenario. I am going to do this. So if you do put it in a description, for your style, a good thing to know is you might have put in a very basic thing. Actually, let me do it so you can see. Let's go emo rock. That was kind of the first prompt I ever put on. Now, if you run the tool here, it's going to look at that and it's going to create an actual full outlined prompt for you. You can go in and make adjustments to that and everything like that. You can also take these suggestions from down the bottom, add them, and run it again, and it will adjust that prompt. Quite useful. Just very good to make sure you expand your prompts to be something quite detailed. So we just quickly go through here. I quite like to pull up the weirdness factor. It just gives you a little bit more variance as you create your songs. You've got to give it a name, and what you want to do is make sure you're putting it in the right workspace. So I'm going to run that again, and you'll see I'll play you a couple of versions of what version 5 has been giving me. So let's just start with this one down here. There's quite a Rego style here, so we'll hit on that. So you'll see that sounds okay. So you can hear sort of the depth in the background of that one, and we'll just play the latest one I've made. So you can hear there's quite a lot of variance in the difference that's coming out in that. And there's a few new things that have changed in here that are worth saying. So the one I found really interesting is the remaster function. Now that gives you a view of the song, a choice of model you use, and you'll see you've got these different criteria here you can select from. So your remaster gets a bit of a guidance of, do you want it to be a narrow range or a wide range? So we'll just do the that third one there and see how that comes out. And yeah, as you can see here, we've basically got all of the same controls that we had before, but this is the get stems MIDI, the open studio, open an editor, cropping and replacement. All of these things are pro, the remaster as well. So that's version 5. I'll send it out with a little bit of a play of this new song. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into version 5. Mainly, it's just coming down to its ability to generate songs and the quality, but there have been a number of updates to the platform as we were coming up to version 5. So hopefully you're out there having fun, enjoying the songs you're making, and really noticing that quality improvement. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you all do with it. Hope to see you at version 6 or probably version 5.5, version 5.5 plus. Good luck out there. Thanks, guys.